Hello, and welcome back to The Rate We Hike. Today, my opinion is that the Rhode Island Teacher's Pension has a bad reputation. Prior to World War II, homes relied on coal for heat. And the Kutal company, which was based out of Ohio, profited pretty well from this. They had a product, it was their biggest product. It was a soft putty-like substance, and it was used for removing soot from walls. After World War II, people started moving to oil to heat their house. So no more soot, not so much a need for the product anymore. And Kutal was faced with going out of business. Joe McVicker, who was part of the company, had a sister-in-law named Kay Zufall. She was an elementary school teacher, and she was looking for something cheap that she could use for her students for arts and crafts. Joe McVicker gave her a can of the cleaning product. Like I said, it was a putty substance. The kids loved it, more so than traditional hard modeling clay, because it was soft, it was kind of squishy, they could still play and mold it like clay. And so what you ended up getting was the first iteration of, Play-Doh. Kutal's cleaning product ended up becoming Play-Doh. And so the point of this story is that sometimes you need to reinvent yourself, not just to make it better, but to go from going out of business. I believe the Rhode Island Pension Plan gets a bad reputation for a few reasons. One, I think there's a ton of confusion that stems from the eligibility reforms that came out of 2005 and 2009. Then in 2012, the Rhode Island Security Act of 2011 was enacted. And so those series of changes in a course of less than a decade, I think really gave it kind of a bad stigma. Then you go from a traditional defined benefit plan to a hybrid plan, which is the old defined benefit plan, which is underfunded, and a defined contribution plan, which looks and feels like a 401k plan. The sole purpose of doing this was that I believe they looked at the facts and determined that more people would get larger payouts by going to the hybrid plan. I believe that they were ahead of the curve on looking at this and making this move. I also believe that hybrid plans are being reevaluated. Why do I believe this? I'm including the link in the description below. You will be able to find it. It is from equitable.org. I figure teachers will appreciate the fact that it's a .org site. This is the top 7 pensions that they have rated. You're going to see pension plans like Michigan, Virginia, Oregon, Tennessee, and Rhode Island is ranked number 7. All of these are hybrid pension plans. So I know for a fact that they're being reevaluated differently, and hybrid plans are being ranked pretty highly. How do I know that they're ahead of the curve? I'm also including a link to an article from the other day. You can see the picture here as well. But over the last few years, you can see that thousands of contracts for defined benefit plans are being sold off to various asset managers and insurance managers to get those obligations and their liabilities off of their plate. The reason for this is because that due to fiduciary responsibilities implemented by policymakers and regulators, it is becoming increasingly difficult to manage not only the money coming in, the money that has to go out, but the increasing fees that are taking a toll on the people managing the defined benefit. What this is leading to is what I believe will, again, be larger payouts for people. I just think the income stream is going to look different, but ultimately give the participant more flexibility in the way they receive their income. There's way more to talk about with this. However, I don't want to be too long-winded. If you have more questions, obviously, please feel free to reach out. Click on the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Please find everything I mentioned as far as links in the description below. Also find more information on Walnut Peak in the description below, and I look forward to seeing you next time. All the best.